So, right, it's just gone 6 o'clock. So, good evening and welcome to the Licensing and Gambling Act Committee meeting, the first of this year. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the 15 members here. I have 12 of the 15 members here. Apologies from Councillor Coyne, who's not going to make it tonight. And the first action of the new year is the election of chair. Do I have any nominations? Councillor Upton, if you press the microphone in front of you.
Sorry, I'd like to propose Councillor Colin Cook as chair.
Councillor Colin Cook is proposed. If you press the second it. So Councillor Humberston has seconded. Are there any other nominations for chair? Can I see all those in favour of Colin Cook as chair of the committee, please? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's carried. Councillor Cook, over to you.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. We now move on to item 3, which is the election of vice chair. I understand Mark Ligo was keen to do it, so I'm happy to propose Mark. Do I have a seconder?
I'm happy to second.
Thank you very much. Any other proposals? If not, we will go to the vote. Can I see all those in favour? Please show. Looks as though Mark is elected vice chair. That's carried. We might now move on to item 4, declarations of interest. Do we have any declarations of interest? Nope. So we now move on to item 5, which is appointment of subcommittees. Jennifer, do you want to comment on this, or as you're the only officer here?
I think, Chair, it's fairly self-explanatory. Basically, it's appointing as many combinations of 3 members as there are possible combinations to the subcommittees.
Yep, that looks all sensible to me, and I think that can probably be sorted out in groups and officers informed of as and when needed. Okay, so
Chair,
we will note those.
Do you want to take a vote on those?
Yes, we can vote on that. So all those in favour of those arrangements, please show. We will note, that's carried, we will note the powers and duties and agree the dates. We'll meet if required, and we will be notified in the usual way about that. Any further comments on that? Otherwise, we move to item 6, which is the minutes, is on page 13 to 16. And I will, or not, as the case may be. So, in my agenda, it's pages 11 and 12. So I'll take accuracy and matches arising page 11 and page 12. So unless there are any amendments to those, I think we can approve those. I'm not seeing any dissension from that. And then we move on to item 7, which is the dates of future meetings. 27th of September and 7th of February. Those are for noting. All meetings start at 6 o'clock. That is our recommendation. We are able to change that, but unless, I would only suggest doing that is if there is a major swell of support for a different time. I think 6 o'clock works well, both for officers and for members, but it is within our gift to change that if necessary. So I propose to carry on at 6 o'clock, unless I hear to the contrary. I'm not hearing to the contrary. So I think that concludes the meeting. Thank you very much.
And we shall now start the first formal meeting of the General Purposes Licensing Committee, which helpfully has exactly the same membership. Exactly the same membership. Apologies for absence. Again, we have apologies from Councillor Coyne, and Mark Lygo is not present. Can I call again for nominations for the chair for this committee for the year, please?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Councillor Mary Clarkson.
Councillor Clarkson, is that seconded? Councillor Cook seconding. Are there any other nominations for chair? I don't see any. Can I see all those in favour of Councillor Clarkson as chair for the committee? That's carried. Councillor Clarkson, I'll hand the chair over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Moving on now to item 3, nominations for vice chair for the current council year. Colin Cook.
I'd like to propose
Yeah. Is that seconded? Louise, thank you. In which case, Ray, your vice chair committee. Thank you. Oh, yes. And can we take a vote on that, please? All those in favour of Councillor Humberston as Vice Chair? That's carried. Okay. In which case, do you want to come and sit up here, Ray? Or shall we we're quite happy to leave it here? Okay, fine. Okay. Moving on to item 4, do we have any declarations of interest? I see none, in which case we move on to the appointment of subcommittees. I think my understanding is normally we do this sort of within political groups rather than take nominations now. On the third point in this, it says that subcommittees should be politically proportionate, and we normally keep to that, but I know there have been times where, because of the availability of members, there hasn't been a proportion, it hasn't been strictly in proportion, but that hasn't been a problem. But we do try to respect that where we can, but it's not inflexible. Then just for noting on point 4 there, to agree the meeting dates and times listed for the subcommittees. And moving on to the minutes. Sorry, Jennifer. Do you want to propose something different for 2? Because we're not agreeing with membership and then vote on it. Okay, yeah, do you want to do that? Yeah.
So, can I recommend that formally we agree the casework hearings, powers and duties appendix 1, and in place of agreeing the membership into, we establish the committees and agree that the membership will be agreed outside this meeting, and then the other 2 as they are. I suggest that we agree point 1, and point 2 agree to establish the subcommittees, but agree that the membership will be decided outside the meeting, and then agree points 3 and 4 by taking a vote.
You've used the mute, so you've muted everybody, that's when you want to talk.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Can we take a vote on that? All those in favour of what Jennifer's proposed? Thank you, that's agreed. And moving on to item 6, the minutes of the meeting held on the 4th of February, starting on page 11. Page 12 and page 13. Everybody happy for those to be signed? Aye, okay. And then finally, just for noting the dates of future meetings, the 27th of September and the 7th of February, to start immediately after the Licensing and Gambling Subcommittee. So thank you very much, everybody, and see you in September, but probably before.